The Steet Ponte Auto Group in Yorkville and Herkimer and Turnbull Insurance since 1866 present Mohawk Valley Living, exploring the arts, culture, and heritage of our region. A special good morning and happy birthday to Lori Jacob from Christina and Jada.
Good morning and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living. I am on the top floor of the Jim Brock building here on Genesee Street, overlooking Genesee Street in this beautiful spring-like weather. In a few minutes we will be heading into Utica and throughout the valley, so stay tuned.
Convertible top and the chicks don't mind. Cruising with me, rocking all around town for joy.
This afternoon at 2 o'clock, and also next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, is Wait Until Dark at the Ilion Little Theater. This thriller is a battle of wits between a blind housewife and a brutal criminal. Tickets only at the door at the Ilion Little Theater on Remington Ave in Ilion. Special thanks to our sponsor, Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda in Yorkville, where we meet some of the guys. Tony shows us a sharp, showroom new, top-of-the-line Lincoln. And Joel gives us a tour of the features of a surprisingly affordable and energy-efficient new Mazda. The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. You go the extra mile for your small business and should expect the same from your insurance company. For over 140 years, Turnbull Insurance Service has been committed to local small business. For your commercial coverage, turn to the company ready to go that extra mile. Turn to Turnbull. Do you see the glass as half full? Then read the positive news from Central New York every day at uticarocks.com. Shop NJ Flehan & Company during the January Cutlery Clearance Sale. Save 40% off all cutlery at NJ Flehan, 703 Bleecker Street in Utica.
The people you know, the rock you love, and more songs per hour. 92.7 FM The Drive, Central New York's locally owned independent rock station.
Melrose Supermarket is your family hometown market, known for their choice hand-cut meats, homemade breads, and fresh pastas and salads. Check out the weekly specials at Melrose Supermarket, East Main Street in Frankfort. The Newport Marketplace is a new kind of Main Street with over 40 vendors of antiques, primitives, and country chic, and handcrafted art, jewelry, and Amish baskets. New items arriving daily at the Newport Marketplace on Route 28, just 20 minutes from Utica, Little Falls, and the Valley.
Hi, Dr. Tom. Bringing your cat to the Paris Hill Cat Hospital on Sundays is a part of Mohawk Valley Living. Come inside and see why.
Paris Hill Cat Hospital, this is Lindsay. How can I help you? Hello, Mrs. Cole. Your cat is losing weight and you need an appointment? And you're only available on weekends. Sure, I have an available appointment with Dr. Karen Sunday at 2 p.m. Does that fit into your schedule? Okay.
We're open 7 days a week because we know that your cat can become ill anytime. The Paris Hill Cat Hospital, quality care for your cats and kittens.
Something in you just can't explain. Bring the sun that shines down.
This week we're in Utica checking out a new place we heard about on Bleecker Street, Sammy and Annie Foods Store and Cafe. The owner, Chris Geruzzi, tells us how his family was originally from East Utica and how he is glad to bring handmade pasta back to his roots.
Okay, the main idea for the store started with a place for our customers to pick up their orders for our Christmas cookies and our Christmas specialties. This year, I wanted a place because we never had a storefront at all or a physical place for them to come and pick up their orders. So I thought about it. Was thinking just a temporary location, just seasonal. But then I was thinking about it. I had a couple ideas with just our stuff, and then didn't have enough of our products to fill the entire store. So I tried to put some feelers out there with some of the friends of the local producers and local farmers that we met through the farmers markets, see if they'd be interested in putting their product down there, and I got a really good response. So we just kind of went from there and just got a collection of all the other local farmers and all the products, and it just grew from there. We'll start with our products that we have. We have our jarred sauces and starters. We have everything from pickled green tomatoes to our fast sauce, which is a great all-purpose tomato sauce. We have other pasta starters, a bolognese sauce, which is a northern Italian pasta sauce, and a Riggi starter sauce. Yes, and we also make pasta, our own pasta, which now we feature on our lunch menu. It feels great to be back because since my grandparents have passed away, now I'm getting to meet some people and sit and talk to some people who would have been their age, who are their age if they were still living, and who know them, so get to hear some stories either about them or just about East Utica in general, and just about just family, and it's great to reconnect with people my mother and father both knew and know, and then just for me to get to know them in the area as well.
Behind me, Annette is making orchetti, which is Italian for little hats. No, little ears. I'm sorry, little ears. We mistake them for hats. We Americans, yes, we do.
Sammy and Annie Foods Store and Cafe is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, selling their jarred tomatoes and sauces, as well as local farmers' meats, cheeses, and eggs. Serving lunch weekdays from 11:30 to 1:30 at 717 Bleecker Street in East Utica. In downtown, we pass by a new restaurant we'll have to check out on Genesee Street, and head around the corner to visit the Jade Fox in their new spot here on Bank Place. Store owner and local psychic Judy is enjoying her new home, where she holds readings as well as sells old and new unique items, and soaps, oils, incense, and more. A longtime staple on Bank Place, over 20 years, is Desserts Beyond the Ordinary, famous for their wedding cakes, Italian pastries, and especially their irresistible cheesecakes. They also serve lunch 11 to 2 Monday through Friday at 24 Bank Place in Utica. We head north on Genesee Street to Franklin Square, where there's a new old guitar shop. Here you'll find musicians hanging out and improvising, surrounded by guitars. We ask manager Bob Acquaviva what makes this guitar shop different.
Well, in a regular guitar shop, you're not going to find guitars like this. We have a huge collection of like Gibson guitars, Fender guitars. Most places have the less expensive lines. We have the more expensive lines, but at realistic prices because they're all used. We have a lot of stuff going on, which is really based for the musician. I mean, we're going to be doing a meet and greet here on February 2nd for original bands. We're trying to get a scene going back again in the town. And there's kids here that have a lot of aspirations that really want to do things. People don't realize in the Mohawk Valley there's a lot of talented people. Joe Bonamassa came from here, Fran Cosmo, Paul Angerosa. There's a lot, it's endless the amount of people at Mo. All those guys have come from this area. And I mean, it all starts when you're young. And you have to have the ability and the want to really go out and do it. I manage a band called Wicked, young guys from 19 to 24 years old, and they're doing big things all over the country. There's no reason why you can't do it if you really want to do it.
Speaking about what's new in the local music scene, we head to the other end of Genesee Street to the new studios of 92.7 The Drive.
4:15, and actually a lot of people bouncing around the studio. Richard and Sherry from Mohawk Valley Living, the TV show and the magazine, and Lance are here.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
There you go. Enjoying the new stuff.
This is so cool. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, it is. We got a great view up here. Anyways, we talked about the magazine a few minutes ago. You can get that at Stewart Shops and other locations. We got a full list at 927thedrive.net. And then, of course, the television show, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WFXV and 11 o'clock at night, and then 11:30 on WUTR. So check it out. I got good stuff on the other side of this break. Stick around. It is Mellencamp, and we're going to go back for a little Mahogany Rush. So hang out.
During a break, Joe tells us about a new weekly radio show featuring local bands.
What Live and Local is Thursday nights at 9:30 we spotlight
an original local musician, somebody who writes their own stuff, whether it's a solo guy or a band, or even some of the great bands from the past, like the Frogs and 805 and Mr. Ed. But we're trying to help foster an original local music scene. And there's a lot of bands. I mean, there's the band Wicked, there's the Rick Short Band, there's some great jazz bands, there's Nelson Rudiak and Terry Johnson. There's a big community of original people that are putting out their own records, that are writing their own songs. And you know, that's one of the things that we think is very important, is to fester a local music and original scene. There's great cover bands here. There's bands that are just been drawn for years and do great. But now we're trying to help with the original music scene. I think it means a lot to bands. I mean, I was in Slug for years, and I know when our song got played, it was, you know, it was a big deal. But it's nice to get your music out there. And then when I introduce the song, I give websites and I tell them where people can find them. And, you know, it's a big deal to have your music played on the radio, though. It really is.
Get your sled out on the trails. Call Turnbull Insurance and have a snow adventure tomorrow with complete snowmobile insurance protecting you and your sled. Call 735-9201 and get out on the trails. Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday on Fox 33 and UTR. And pick up the free Mohawk Valley Living magazine the first of each month. Available at many locations like these throughout the Mohawk Valley and at your closest Stewart shops. Make any day a special day and a special day even better with fresh baked pastries and cookies from Cafe Caruso on Bleecker Street in East Utica. Stop in or call ahead for special orders. Visit Brendas Natural Foods in their brand new, bigger location, right down the street at 236 West Dominic Street in Rome. Brendas Natural Foods, something good and a lot of it. It's the New Year's clearance sale at the Village Crossing. Save 30% off turtlenecks, coats, jackets, and clothes that sparkle. Winter shoes and boots are marked down, and save an additional 40% off clearance items during the New Year's clearance sale going on now at the Village Crossing in Clinton.
Hi, welcome to the Little Falls Antique Center in the shops at 25 West. We have 2 full floors with 50 vendors of interesting and unique products ranging from specialized to very eclectic, primitive to the not so primitive. Remember, shop local, we're worth the trip.
Shop Shelter for handmade Adirondack furniture designed by craftsman Jim Kiefer. He works with you to create custom pieces to your specifications, from dining room and coffee tables to bookcases, beds, and bunks. Call or visit Shelter on Main Street in Old Forge. Store co-owners Linda and Joe McHarris invite you to shop the talented local artists at the Artisans Corner. You'll discover one-of-a-kind handcrafted pottery, clothing, candles, jewelry, and original artwork, handmade from the heart of Central New York at the Artisans Corner in Clinton. Expecting company? Just call Deansboro Superette. They prepare delicious Middle Eastern platters for any number of guests. Call 841-4377. Feel the need for beads? Fall Hill Bead and Gem is a kaleidoscope of glass, crystal, stone, and wood beads, minerals, gems, and Herkimer diamonds. Design personal jewelry for your friends and family on West Main Street in Little Falls, across from Paca Gardens. Last week we toured Main Street, Oneonta, and there are some historic sites and other places on Main Street we wanted to visit before we left. There are about 24 churches in the city of Oneonta. We visit some of the historic churches on Main Street. The First United Presbyterian Church was built between 1930 and 1931.
I'm here at the First United Presbyterian Church, AKA the Red Door Church. Now that's kind of a legal term, AKA. It's also known as the Red Door Church because of the door. Come inside and probably your eye will go to what my eye went to as I came in here. This organ, it's a pipe organ that, oh, it's amazing. I'd like to hear it played because, as I've said before, in college my summer job was working on pipe organs, and I surely would like to hear this one being played. Maybe I'll come back. This was the original site of the Walling Mansion, but here's a bit of trivia for you. It was also the first location of Hartwick College. Services are today and every Sunday at 10 o'clock.
The church is active with community events like dollar dinners, energy workshops, and barbecues. Visit our website to learn more about the Red Door Church.
And when you get to heaven where the angels sing, God will grant you peace, you've earned your
present brick edifice of the Main Street Baptist Church was built in 1889, replacing the original wooden structure on the corner of Main and Maple.
We have been in many churches in our travels down through the years, but the Baptist Church here in Oneonta, when you come in, you will find a motif that we have seen nowhere else. Everywhere, the railings, the walls, the ceilings have a grapevine motif. Another unique aspect of the church is the fact that one of the stained glass windows was donated by the builders of the church. When you come here, take a look at the top of the window because you'll see their tools, and at the bottom it's referred to as the mechanic's window.
To learn more about the Main Street Baptist Church, visit msbchurch.org. We take a short walk down Main Street to visit the historic St. James Church.
During our travels, we have been in many churches, but never have I been in a church that has as much original artwork as there is here at St. James. It's worth coming here just to take part in the ceremonies and to appreciate the artwork, including the artwork over on that wall, which includes the Stations of the Cross, which are made from retired vestments of the priests who have served here. They're retired robes, I guess is an easier way to explain it. The paintings of the angels behind me were done by the daughter of one of the original founders of this church. They were originally painted for a little church in England, but as it turned out, the church there was too damp, and so fortunately for all of us, and certainly for the people here in Oneonta, they ended up here in St. James's.
Stays chilly in the winter, cold and covered up in snow. But when the good old summertime comes.
As you're walking down Main Street, on the corner of Market there is a health food market. Here they have all kinds of local meat and produce. They also have vegetarian foods, including vegetarian food for you and for your pet.
But when the good old summertime comes round, even Monday nights you'll hear the music play.
We found a couple of consignment shops here in Oneonta, like Silks and Treasures. I'm glad I came into this one because fortunately I found for my grandson Liam his very first lawyer's outfit. The Masonic Lodge here in Oneonta was once the home of George W. Fairchild. Mr. Fairchild was a member of Congress for several years. He had as guests here in his home two American presidents, William Howard Taft and Theodore Roosevelt. How he made his millions was as one of the original investors of the Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company, which was founded here in Oneonta. It became known later on in years as IBM.
Before we leave Main Street, Oneonta, we decide to head over the train tracks to the southwest end of Main Street. Here we find El Fresco's Italian Bistro in what was once the Oneonta Dairy. It has been transformed into a magical lunch and dinner destination.
Put a spell on me. We never laughed so long.
Al fresco in Italian means eating outside. It also means as when you're outside, everything is fresh. You come here and believe me when I tell you, everything is fresh. The bread, the soup, the sauce. I had lasagna here that was to die for. It had layers and layers of the pasta, and in between there was a mix of meatballs and sausage. It was just al fresco.
The Oneonta Dairy was built back in 1894 as the original building and expanded during the late 40s, and it lasted until 1964, I believe. After that, there was purchased by a couple of different owners, used for different reasons, until the 1970s when it was renovated to be a retail building. 1987, we moved in and opened up our shop in the front of the building, And then in 1995, we purchased the property and expanded into the entire building. Well, when I was going to school, I needed a job, and I delivered pizzas, and then in order to get the pizzas made, I started making the pizzas, and then I stopped delivering and making pizzas. I graduated with a history degree and did a couple of jobs and met my wife, and the two of us were both in the food industry during college, and said, oh, why don't we just do what we really like to do instead of the job that was out there. So it was a dream.
They may be well known here for their fine dining, but they're also known for their pizza. So I thought I would order a large pizza to take home. So do you have one for me? Mud on. That's one large pizza. Look at. What's a slice like? Oh, you won't go home hungry.
Oh, they're just something that we came up with, and I used to make them really big when I was in college because I was down in the bar district back then, and we'd just keep making them bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I opened up here, I said, you know, let's just make big slices for people because they come in, they get a big slice, they can come in, they can leave, they can be fed for lunch for a very affordable price.
When we were in Oneonta 3 years ago, Elena's was on East Main Street. Now she's on West Main Street. And would you believe I came in here today after having seen the world's largest pizza. Here at Elena's there is the world's smallest pizza. Actually, my director insisted I tell you what it really is. It's a flatbread. Even though Valentine's Day is a couple of weeks away, here at Elena's it's already arrived. You come down here and you can get yourself one of these fantastic heart tarts.
Raspberry filled.
Raspberry filled heart tart.
The Steet Ponte Auto Group is proud to bring Mohawk Valley Living to you each week, serving the Utica area and the Valley with outstanding customer service. In Yorkville at Steet Ponte Ford Lincoln Mazda, Steet Ponte Volkswagen, and Steet Toyota Scion. And in Herkimer at Steet Ponte Chevrolet. Stop in and see why it's so easy to do business with Steet Ponte. Do something about your chronic pain. InterX Therapy can be the answer to your post-surgical or sports injury rehabilitation or chronic neuropathic pain. Call Dr. Michael Tucherone at 853-6225 for non-invasive InterX Therapy. It's the New Year's clearance sale at the Village Crossing. Save 30% off turtlenecks, coats, jackets, and clothes that sparkle. Winter shoes and boots are marked down, and save an additional 40% off clearance items during the New Year's clearance sale going on now at the Village Crossing in Clinton. That special art, photograph, or memorabilia deserves a special frame. Oscars creates one-of-a-kind gold and silver leaf mirrors and frames. Oscars Picture Framing, 12 Kellogg Road, New Hartford. Escape the cold winter days in the tropics at the Pop Butterfly Conservatory. Your winter doldrums will be swept away by free-flying tropical birds, butterflies, plants, and frogs. An unforgettable adventure for all ages. Open all winter long, Thursday through Sunday, noon to 4, on Route 7 in Oneonta. Watch Mohawk Valley Living every Sunday on Fox 33 and UTR. And pick up the free Mohawk Valley Living magazine the first of each month. Available at many locations like these throughout the Mohawk Valley and at your closest Stewart shops. Tom's Natural Foods is your connection to local farms for natural and organic fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, cheeses, and other milk products at Tom's Natural Foods in Clinton, naturally. Alpaca Gardens has the largest selection of the finest alpaca clothing and products in central New York. Alpaca is warmer than wool, softer than cashmere, and hypoallergenic. Visit Paca Gardens. Open Monday through Saturday at 27 West Main Street in Little Falls. Get your tickets to Boston Camerata, performing music of France at the dawn of the 17th century, on Saturday, February 15th at the Wellenhall Schambach Center for Music and Performing Arts at Hamilton College.
There's a brand new restaurant here on Main Street with fresh cut meats and homemade soups made with vegetables from the owner's husband's garden. And in addition to that, be sure to leave room at the end for dessert because these are homemade as well. And as I recall, something good for my memory is blueberries. So naturally I'd order a blueberry muffin.
Bonita Humphrey has been in the restaurant business for over 35 years. She opened her own place here with her husband just last month.
My husband does his own gardening, so we use the vegetables from his garden. We can everything, we pickle everything that we can. I make the soups every single night or every morning. The people in Little Falls like homemade, so I make sure it's homemade. I do a special a day, something hot because it's the winter months, and I make the muffins every morning, cookies to have some kind of dessert going on. Slice every morning. I grill the chicken every day. I want people to come in and remember me as they got it fresh. It wasn't something that was made yesterday and I carried it over another day.
So it really is in your blood?
It is in my blood. Yes.
Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, my dear. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to leave you here.
We head just north of Little Falls to Ingham Mills Road, to the workshop of Diamond Valley Woodworking. David Corbett studied cabinet and furniture making in college and is thrilled to now be working out of his own shop. He creates products for musicians, including foot platforms, music storage chests, and music stands.
I use cherry exclusively. It's a nice wood to turn. It's a nice wood to work with. We get it mostly from Pennsylvania. It comes up to North Hudson Woodcraft, and then they produce blanks for me, and then I take it from there and create the actual working pieces of the music stand. The end users are typically the person who's been in music for a long time. And students, lots of students get them. Around Christmas time we sell lots of them. I just have always enjoyed working with my hands, and woodworking seemed like a great direction. From building houses when I was, 10, 11, 12 years old with my uncles, all the way up through, I've just always been involved in wood somehow, some way.
David also wears another hat, and that's making hat boxes. Here's one right here, and the interesting thing about this, if you know anything about the Knights of Columbus, the fancy hats that they wear with the feathers, the white feathers, they go into here. And the ones that are gold end up in Canada, and these here, I guess, any place but Canada.
To learn more about David's work or to shop for a musician in the family, visit DiamondValleyWoodworking.com or call 823-0101.
Got a head like a beam. He steers a T-bird like you never seen. Picks up the young ones